Hi folks, it's Keith, Victor Echo 3, Sierra, Victor Quebec, and VA3KEI when doing Morse code. Here today with part 2 of Keep It Simple. And one of the reasons I'm doing these two little videos back to back is to show you that you don't need to spend a lot of money to get into doing parks on the air. And I think that this is something that, especially when you're first looking at it, you've heard parks, you've gone to the website, you've looked it up, and then of course, what do? We go to YouTube, and there you're going to see people with some awfully expensive outfits. People with campers, RVs, people with $500-600 tents that they're camping in, and all sorts of equipment and antennas that I've priced some of them. Lots of them up in the hundreds of dollars. There's one brand out there which will be anywhere from $300 to $800 Canadian for a wire antenna. I'm not doing that, not using that type of money. That would be crazy, especially if all you want to do is see if you're going to like that part of the hobby. Are you going to like to go and activate parks? So you keep it simple. And I showed you in the first video some of what I used. Today we'll expand it. You'll see the antennas I use, which is the MFJ ham10 or hamstick, whatever you want to call it. They're not very expensive. Even brand new, they go eBay. I think there's one on there for 89 Canadian. MFJ has them for about 31 US, so double that and add shipping for Canadian. DX Engineering as well. So, you can get these. And if you're going to do it, I would say get the 20 meter. That's the one I've definitely had the most fun with and the most contacts with, including, from the Ottawa area here all the way over into Spain and France and Great Britain and so on. So that antenna, little, sitting on the roof of my car, does get out. So this is a perfect hobby, and it's a perfect activity. Pota is perfect for seniors wanting to get out for a few hours, for a new ham starting out. If you bought your first HF base station, you want to know if you can take it. This is perfect for you, and you can keep it simple, keep your costs down. And once you like it, sure, then you go buy all the little doodads and fancy things that you want. But not when you're starting off. You don't have to. And I think that's very important that people realize it. I know I wasted months trying to figure out all the stuff that I would have to acquire, having watched the YouTube videos. And I thought, I don't think this is going to work. And then I just happened to catch a video of one ham in the States, and the park was right across from his house. And all he was doing was hopping in his truck, slapping a magnetic antenna onto it, and going over to the park to have fun. And I thought, that's me. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. So here we go. We'll wrap it up on this one, and show you the last of the add-ons for this year. And then after that, if you like what you see and you want to get more information, go to my YouTube channel. There's several videos on there showing the actual setup in the car. But the original one was a little Toyota Yaris. Now it's a Ford Escape, so a bit more room. But yeah, you don't need a big vehicle to do this. You don't need an RV. You don't need a camper. You don't need tents. So let's go and see where we are now. Now this is the box that I chose for myself. It's Princess Auto carries it up here in Canada and in the Ottawa area. It's a very big automotive store. They also have other things. When I got this, it was even cheaper than that, but it happens to fit my radio, the 7300, with a little bit of trimming done onto the padding, but it works well. And as you can see, not overly expensive either. So there's a difference between year 1 and year 2. This was year 1, and it worked exceptionally well. Lots and lots of bubble wrap, but the IC 7300 fits in there quite nicely, as does the batteries, the mics, the headset. Everything worked there. Nothing fancy. Now this year it'll be a Go box, and this is the one that I'll show you here. You can see it on the screen. What I like about it is it's got the 3 layers. So if you look here, it's going to be a little hard to see. Now we'll bring it up into the light. It's got 3 layers. So one layer here, there's another layer. Got 3 layers. This layer here, down to the bottom. You have this other layer here, and then there's a 3rd layer which fits into the lid. But what you can do, if you notice, these come off. So you can lay your radio on it and shape it to your radio. It's perfect for doing that. And then that radio sits in there really nice and snug. And you can do it any shape you want. You can see over here, you can see some more of them. There's different, you can see it all comes apart. So absolutely perfect for what you want to do. So there's the ICOM 7300 sitting in the go box, all ready to go. There's another layer of foam which goes there, which is actually this one here. Now for this particular box, this layer has all sorts of ridges in it, and it's just a matter of trimming them off a bit until I got them to the point that I wanted. Now the one other thing that I would suggest you do, which is something that was taught to me a long time ago, and anyone who hunts and use these this type of foam in a box for your equipment, just cover up like that, because if you do have little bits of foam floating around or coming loose, they don't get into the vents on the radio. So just cover it over there, and there we go. Home free and ready to go, ready to pack up. Now these are my antennas. This is what I'm going to use, and as you can see, they're laid here in the back of the car, and I will put them under this blanket contraption here. Now this is something which, for those of you who've never used one or don't have a dog, this is a great way to get extra cargo space in your vehicle. It's called a doggy hammock. You can buy them on Amazon. They're quite cheap. But basically it's a padded mat, and as you can see, it hooks over the seat rests. So underneath you've got whatever, but here it's all nice and padded. It's a great place to add extra equipment. These, like I say, will go underneath, and then the go box and everything will fit in here, but it's a neat way to do it. Now I like using these antennas. I've used them for a few years now. I've got everything but 6 meters for the most part, and what I find is it's a fast setup. You'll see when I get to a park, it's a very quick setup for this. And for me, that's perfect, especially in the winter. If it's, here in the Great White North, -5 Fahrenheit, -10 Fahrenheit, I can get set up really quickly and get out of the cold. And it's a quick setup, 15-20 minutes, depending on how slow you are putting the antenna on, and that's it. So nice, easy way to go. You can see there's a better picture of the doggy blanket, or doggy hammock, I guess is more correct. Well, I hope you got a little bit of something out of that video. And like I said, my intention was to show you don't need a lot of very expensive, very fancy equipment to go and have fun. I think I've done 17 positive activations out of 17 attempts using just what I've got there. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment. Just use what you have, get out there and have fun. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to head to a park and hopefully get one activated this afternoon. The weather is somewhat iffy, but we'll try it anyways. And after that, I'll post that video and you can see the setup and how quick it is to set everything up. Keith Beardsley, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Victor, Quebec, wishing you a great day.